Good morning. I'm Reverend Rafe Ellis, Senior Minister and Spiritual Leader at the Columbia Center for Spiritual Living in Columbia, Maryland. Welcome to 365 days of ritual living, daily morning meditation and reading time. Today is March 13th. I judge and am judged with the justice of God. My judgment is just, because I seek not my own will, but the will of the Creator which hath sent me. John chapter 5, verse 30. Jesus, the greatest of all illuminated, said, quote, "Judge not that ye be not judged, for with what judgment ye judge, shall ye be judged," end quote. By which he meant that we cannot judge others harshly without receiving back into our own consciousness and experience the very things we claim for others. While Jesus was the most compassionate of all men, he was also the most just. And he knew that our lives are governed by an exact and immutable law of cause and effect. He knew, and we all must learn, that it is impossible to wish something for someone else without at the same time willing it for ourselves. If we all were to follow this rule, we should become kinder, if only for the purpose of self-preservation and personal happiness, for no one wishes to injure themselves. Always then, we are placed in this position. We dare not wish anything for anyone that we would be unwilling to accept for ourselves. If everyone were to live by this rule, there would be no injustice in the world. Infinite Spirit within me, which is God, causes me to think and act kindly, constrains my mind to gentleness and peace, guides my thoughts into loving kindness and eternal forgiveness, and causes me in all my ways to follow the path of truth and justice. I judge no one, and I am judged by none. It is my sincere desire that everything I do, or say, or think shall come into harmony with the universal truth and peace, and love and joy. Consciously, I let go of everything that is unkind and seek to enter into communion with the eternal Spirit, that I shall reflect to my environment and manifest in all that I do the spirit of kindness, of justice, and of compassion. One infinite, ever-present substance. One infinite, ever-present power. One. This one has no circumference, no limitation. And having no circumference, its center must be everywhere present. Forever expanding itself, its experience of itself, in, through, and as its creation. Being eternal, it has always existed. It exists now. It exists into eternity. It is that is unnameable, unlimitable. It is pure love, pure light, pure abundance, pure intelligence, pure joy, pure beauty. It is the source, the activity of all creation, creating out of itself into a multiplicity of diverse forms of itself. Everything that is made out of it, in the image and likeness of it. So it must be pure diversity in and of itself. It creates out of itself, and in so doing, its creation is forever connected to it, made from it, existing within it. In the reality that it is all there is no other place to be other than in it. And being here in form, I recognize that I must be made out of it, that I am a living, breathing, moving, thinking, feeling incarnation of this one substance, this one source, this one energy, whatever we call it. And that what is true of me is true of all life, is true of all creation. And so the very activity, the very wholeness of life, the connection of one, demands that all that I create for myself, I create for all. And all that I create for all, I create for myself. No separation. And so I speak my word this morning, my word being the word of this infinite everything, speaking itself into more creation, into more being. That I live, move, and have my being in alignment with the perfection of my beingness, of the source and substance that is my nature. I release any attachment to this false idea that I have a human nature, but rather recognize that I have human conditioning. Human conditioning that would have me believe I am separate from this one. And I stand in the correctness, the correction of wholeness. That I have never been separate, am not separate now, can never be separate from it. And so all that I set in motion is set in motion within the one. I understand, I embrace, I speak my word, claiming and affirming a deeper understanding today that there is no me, there is no you, there is no other in the spiritual realm. And yet in this human realm, that is the human experience. And so I lean into this beautiful paradox of the both and. I allow myself to be aware that I function as an individualized expression of life, and that how I function impacts the whole. I am aware that the whole impacts me, that the law of reciprocity, the law of circulation is always in operation. The whole is always the whole. And so everything that comes into my awareness today that is anything unlike this perfect alignment, the perfect expression of peace, I receive, and I am peace in response. Everything that I experience as unloving, I receive and respond lovingly, knowing that all of my responses are the ability within me to respond to life from the truth of my being. And that as I do, the whole of creation is healed. No longer willing to point fingers. I stand in the truth. I live in the truth. I use the creative authority within me in truth to create a just and kind and equitable environment in which every divine expression of creation is honored equally, magnificently, is seen for the truth of its beingness. Beyond behavior, I see the truth of each divine expression, and I allow the truth in me to respond to the truth in all, knowing that as that is the activity of today, the truth is what is raised up. I let go of any idea that I, the human I, is elevated in any way. And I elevate the spiritual I am with full knowledge and awareness that as I do, I elevate the I am that is the essence and foundation and existence of all. That as the tide rises, every boat rises together. So grateful. So grateful to feel the resonance, to experience truth at this cellular level that recognizes itself, that vibrates in perfect alignment. Grateful to understand that law is law, and that once set in motion, the activity of creation simply receives and makes it so, and does so immediately. And so I live in this faith that knows it is done before I see it in form. A faith that trusts the substance of things not seen, but hoped for. Today I live this faith. And as I speak it for myself, I speak it for all of humanity. That faith is lived today. That love is lived today. That kindness is lived today. That peace is lived today. No longer wanting it, I become it, I be it. Grateful, grateful, grateful. And so it is in this gratitude, from this gratitude, as this gratitude, that I let go. Because in the belief that it's already done, there's nothing for me to do. And so I condition my mind to know the truth, to let go of control, to live in the outcome of divine perfection, where all is well, always has been, always will be, can only be the perfect unfolding of life. Ashe. Shalom. Aho. Amen. Amen. And so it is.